Yo, what is up, guys? Local Bulls fan here. A lot, but not that much in terms of Bulls news to discuss today. Today, I want to go over what's going around league wide and talk about how bring that back to the Bulls. So, first of all, I want to congratulate the Denver Nuggets on winning the championship and Jimmy Butler putting up a good fight. That was great. Great finals. Whoever said it's boring doesn't like basketball. Anyway, we're hearing about Chris Paul being waived, Bradley Beal's on the move. The Atlanta Hawks are open to move to DeJounte Murray. The Celtics bet on continuity, and then now they're seeming to find a way to get out. Portland wants to get better. There's so many things going on in the NBA, and I just think the Bulls, what the hell are they gonna do? This isn't sky is falling. Oh my gosh, they need to go trade for him. Get the third pick. Got pair Scoot with Zach. Then you gotta go get Cat. Then you gotta no, it's not that. But every team is picking their avenue, picking a lane, a direction. Like Toronto, they can't really. They want to retool probably around Scotty Barnes, but they traded their pick for next season. I think the top six protected, so they can't really tank. That's not. It wouldn't be the smartest choice, to be honest. But all that to say is everyone's going to find their lane, and it's up to the Bulls to find theirs. What are they going to do? Take a step back for next year to get a decent pick? Or are they going to try to, go after Scoot or run it back, get better, try to trade for DeJounte? Maybe try to make a way and sign Fred VanVleet. I don't know why people don't like Fred VanVleet, but in the role that he's going to play for that point guard position, where it's you play off ball, but you move the tempo, full court, you move the tempo, fast break. I think he's going to be your guy, because half court wise, he's going to be there, the corner, what they want, shooting shots, and so on and so forth, versus, half court plays, Chris Paul. It's not going to be like that. But the reason why I put in the thumbnail bench players talking like starters, I hate it. It's because I just think back to the press conference. Everyone was just so happy. It was like, oh yeah, we could do this better, acting like they're the Miami Heat and just lost in the finals. As if they weren't supposed to be there. They lost in the plane. I wanted to see some type of misery. I'm sorry. By stars, I want to see some type of just disgruntledness talking. Again, everyone's different. I'm not about to bash their character because they go in, night in, night out and play the damn game. But overall, to say that I need to see something more, because it's not just shot profile. It's more. I mean, they just hired a new shooting coach, Peter Patton, which is great. He's worked with the guy that was on the Spurs, who's now in OKC, who's helped Josh Giddey with his jumper. He's worked with Brunson, so I feel like it's great in terms of for example, my guy Io to be able to get his jumper going, really find that shot, because I always figured his shot wasn't gonna last. This season was gonna happen where they depended on it too much, just because it's kind of funky. But a little bit of tweaks could really go a long way. Not with Lethal Shooter though. I've heard Lethal Shooter's been ruining shots, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of see that. Lonzo, I don't think Lonzo worked with him. But anyway, it's important for them to really pick a lane, pick an avenue, whether they're going to keep Zach, DeMar, or Vooch. I'm all right, let's take a step back. Let's try to get a pick. Let's see if we could go for Scoot. Because right now, they're going to try to... New Orleans might move Zion and his 30 baby mamas with their you all already know what BBL doctors to the Charlotte for that second pick. So it's really important that they don't sit on the bench on the sidelines and be like, yep, we're running it back, we're doing this, unless Kobe decides to have a breakout season and Patrick Williams becomes the paw officially. That you're betting on growth continuity once again. I feel like you gotta hire more than a shooting coach. You gotta go all out. Like, my thing is, you could have started Kobe last season too, when you see Io wasn't really, living up to what we wanted. Like, you go back to my first video talking about what I expected from Io, and it was not that at all. So it's just important to really see what you want. Go at really try to pick a lane. Try to just if you want to go with Zach and DeMar and Vooch, fine, so be it. Try to bring in, like you said, maybe trade for DeJounte if he's on the market. Trade for, sign and trade for Bradley, but who knows? Who really knows? The point is to really, if you're going to sit there and just stand still and be freezing in the moment, you're going to eventually be forced to make a move. You're going to be forced to make a move. You're going to sell Zach while his value is at an all-time low, and you're not going to get anything pretty back whatsoever. Same thing with Vooch, same thing with DeMar. And by then, who knows how much you derail these young guys' development. They really just gotta, really lock in and make these tough moves. I feel like the NBA, the transaction periods are gonna be like the stock market. Just a bunch of calls, everybody moving. I'm sure it's already like that behind the scenes. We just don't know about it. But in terms of deals getting done, I get they don't have the currency that everyone's moving with, which is draft capital. But if they can manage to move teams want players right now in the offseason more than anything. Try to consolidate. It's really important to, plan out not just for next season, but a couple seasons ahead. What happened when Lonzo sucked? But like I've always said, if Lonzo was the piece keeping everything together, it shows in terms of the importance hierarchy who he was above. And that's DeMar and Vooch. He kept everything together, and now look. This does not mean to downplay what DeMar has done since he got here, and then Vooch's value as well. This is not me saying that, but it just goes to show the connecting piece, how much and how important that is in an NBA roster in today's game. But let's see. I know this is a little shorter video, but I just don't want, my team to not have self-awareness. We were 24th in freaking an offensive rating, and our 3 best players are offensive oriented. Come on. I think when it comes to those advanced stats and my team being mediocre, I really don't care about them as much, our defensive rating. The more I think about it, the less I care. Because if we can't be competent and hold leads, we blew six 20-point leads this season. The small victories don't mean anything. We're the Chicago Bulls. If we're gonna set ourselves to that Michael Jordan standard, when it's time to sell tickets, when it's time for the nostalgia, for the old heads to come in, for the statues, for the jersey sales, everything, then you should hold that same standard when it's time to really win and set your mind to doing something to that Jordan standard. Come on. I don't want to sit here and talk like Scottie Pippen. Oh, they could have done this. Jordan could have went blah blah blah. No, that's not it. If Lonzo didn't get hurt, come on, you adapt, you move. That's the reason why these guys get paid. That's the reason why AK gets paid. You don't do your job. I'm trying not to curse, so I'm trying to look for the word in my head. Very much lackadaisical halfway through, and still, you're doing a good job by your employer. No, I don't get that. No one gets that. So I don't feel like we should do the same thing with AK. Come on. It's ridiculous. You missed out on Halliburton. I don't really care if it was COVID year. I'll be 100% honest. Again, it's their job to have an eye for talent. Anyone else could have told you. Mind you, it wasn't the clear-cut, obvious choice. Michael just didn't act like that. Everyone knew you should have drafted Hal. No, but I would say it is your job. But I'm not going to stick to the past because it already happened. I like Patrick Williams. Just complaining about crap in the past is pointless. But it's just what matters what they do now in this offseason. Okay, we have, a young two-way. Let's see if we could develop him, blossom him to Luol Deng, maybe Jimmy Butler, something like that kind of mold. Same thing with our combo guards. I've never heard a fan base complain so much about combo guards as much as the Bulls, since how valuable they are in the league. It's just we don't have a traditional type of playmaker to go with our untraditional roster, where in the half-court play, you mainly have your stars with the ball. Well, obviously you're going to have stars with the ball, but setting the plays majority of the time and not really letting these other guys do it. But let's see if they can consolidate. Let's see if they can bounce back. I hope they don't just sit on the sidelines and not have the self-awareness this offseason. They really just go make big moves, go crazy. Not crazy, obviously. I just want them to be, competent. That is all. Because we're past the point of, oh, at least they didn't make a bad move. At least they didn't, do this. I'm beyond that expectation. You gotta give something up to get something. And that wasn't the attitude when we went to get Vooch, DeMar, Lonzo, and the mini transactions that didn't really pan out to being much whatsoever. I know I was supposed to end the video earlier, but it's just me slightly ranting, but not pacing myself because I don't want to just act like we're doomed for next season. I just want there to be some type of direction, the way other teams are finding their directions. But we'll see. The NBA draft is in a couple days. That's week, I think. I can't wait. Let's see what happens. I feel like a lot of moves are going to happen. I feel like it's going to be a lot crazier than trade deadline. Ooh. If we get a pick, I'll let y'all know. You will know. I will know everything. Alright, subscribe, follow Local Bulls Fan Twitter, so on and so forth. Tell your friends, dislike, comment, tell me why you disliked. I'll see you when I see you.